Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jen Marples Show. I want to talk to you today about something that I feel y'all need to hear because I see this pop up a lot, and I find myself actually drawn to saying it to you all the time, and it's that you can do it. So maybe today's a little bit of a pep talk. I just want you to know that you can do it. And by doing it, that's whatever it is that you feel like you want to do. If it's change up your life, change your career, find a side hustle, find some new friends, finally release. I'm talking to a couple people out there. Finally release the animosity and resentment towards ex-husbands because that's going to free you up to actually live your life and not slowly, give you an ulcer and take away your joy. You can do it. I mean, whatever it is, if you want to. I actually found out some woman decided to run a half marathon and she loved it so much she's now coaching other women to run a marathon. So the point of all this is you guys can do it. And so it's pep talk today, a little bit of a pep talk. And something that also popped up, because I used to be in the muck and the mire. If you've listened to my transformation journey, my I think it was podcast number 2 about my story, I never thought, I haven't always thought I can do it. And I completely understand when you're kind of in the muck and you're dealing with a lot of really heavy stuff. And we deal with a lot of heavy stuff at midlife, that it's hard to sort of see the forest through the trees. And you can kind of look around and think that it's everybody else's fault that they're making you feel like crap, or it's the environment, it's where you live, it's because you don't have enough money, or because you don't have the right friends, or your kids are driving you nuts. I mean, there's always all this external stuff that we're looking at, and we blame that, or that's our excuse for not making any changes. And I was right there with you guys. There was one point in time where it was right after I shut down my business and I was going through I'll call it my midlife crisis, but it was my deconstruction of kind of dismantling who I was to really figure out, who am I without this job and being a mom to these 3 kids, and really doing I took a lot of deep work to do that. But in the midst of that, you realize, who am I without like this bullshit story? And I became in that, and what I want to say about that point in time actually is I was not a fun person to be around. And to have that mirror kind of shown back on me it was hard, because I always was the kind of the fun person to be around, uplifting, but I was just going through this deep dark time. It was, a situation, a point in time. And I remember my husband and I were having dinner with some friends, and God bless my husband. He's super transparent and tells me everything. And in this case, maybe he shouldn't have told me everything, but he had said, yeah, I talked to your friend's husband and he told me it's hard to be around you and he doesn't want us in their house anymore. And I was like, wow. Of course, I started crying because this was when I was at my deep, dark time of falling apart and seeing a therapist and all of that. So first of all, I was kind of pissed. I'm like, we've actually known these people for a long time and they know I'm going through something, but okay, fair point. Like, it really did make me look at myself and how I was approaching everything. And the honest truth is, and this is why I'm brutally honest with all of you, is that, I was in the midst of doing so much work on myself and I really needed to probably go deeper into the work that I was doing. But at that point, I mean, there was nothing. I had no perspective. Everything was wrong. I almost blew up my marriage. I thought I needed to move away. I was putting everything, all my problems were external. And so what I worked through was really figuring out what it was internally and changing my mindset. And I also was having some health issues. I needed to kind of build my health back up and all of that because I was completely fried. But I bring this up because I know, just to say, yes, you can. I never want to be that person who's like, toxic positivity. There she is. Yes, she can. But the truth is, yes, you can. And if it's taking one small step to unpack some stuff. I actually had somebody just reach out to me and they said that they were, contemplating some changes and they realized, oh, they need to shine the light back on themselves because it was bringing some things up. And she's like, I think it's finally time. I'm at midlife. I've just kind of pushed this one particular issue to the side, and now that issue is like banging at the door that she could no longer walk away from it. And so I thought that was, I was very proud of her for realizing that. Because, you get to midlife, some of us have done a lot of work, and some of us haven't actually faced kind of what's been buried beneath. And this is what kind of I'm all about. I want all of us to be standing in our purpose, our passion, our power, and just being clear on what we want and not caring what people think. So when I tell everybody, yes, you can, you can. I want everyone to know, I want you all to know that you are in charge of your life. And if something's not right, there's some probably limiting beliefs, or there could be something from the past or a current situation that's knocking on the door and you're just kind of stuffing it down, you can do it. You can excavate that and you can move past that, because there is a beautiful life to live. And, we do get to have joy in our life. We shouldn't just be suffering through every day. And I know there's so many of you out there at this transitory time. We're taking care of parents. I know there's a lot of people I know who have gone through divorces or are going through divorces, and other people, you've been with a partner for a long time, or maybe you're trying to date. There's just a lot of stuff, but you can do it. But we can all do it. So it's just getting really clear on listening, getting clear on putting yourself first and knowing that that's okay. I'm going to repeat that again, because I don't think I can say this enough to all of you. It is 100% okay, necessary for you to put yourself first. You have to, because by putting yourself first, you are actually putting everybody else first as well. Because if you take care of yourself, you're going to be able to take care of others. And then you'll know that you can do it. But if you're always putting somebody else ahead of you, you're putting your job in front of your needs, your spouse, your partner, your children, it's not going to end well. And that's what happened to me. And it's absolutely possible, you all, it is absolutely possible to put yourself first. And we actually need to. I think that's the path of empowerment. It's the path of us standing in our true purpose and power and living our own lives, not lives that we think we need to have or that we want to have because we care what people think. We need to just toss that all aside. So I'm kind of going on a little bit of a ramble rant for you all today, because I just want you all to know you can do it. And whatever that is and whatever that means for you. And here's another question for you to ponder. Who would you be without your bullshit story? I'm going to say that again. Who would you be without your bullshit story? So I had to do some deep work into this, because my bullshit story was, oh gosh, well, my dad was hard on me and I had to do this. And then there was like the story of my story and the place in the family of, oh, she's the crazy one because she's always working and she's super type A and driven and a little bit crazy because of it and blah, 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 da, da, da. I mean, you guys have your own story. And so to really pull back that story, is it even you? Is it? I know somebody right now who's been suffering in this 5-year post-divorce, suffering, anger, resentment. And I literally said to her, I said, who would you be without that bullshit story? And sometimes, you guys, it can be frightening, because if that's what you've really been focusing your life on is, say, some negative situation, and I'll just use that divorce as an example, who would you be if you took that all away and you just decided to stop and go, I'm not going to be this person anymore. I'm just going to move on, accept what is, and choose to live in a different way, that one that is filled with joy and excitement and love and happiness, versus making yourself sick because you're in the bullshit story of this resentment and rage and anger. And so I know it's easier said than done to walk away, but I would just challenge all of you to think about it. It could be something dramatic as that, or it could just be I'm not somebody who's in shape. That's my bullshit story. I'm not a fit person. Or I'm not somebody who exercises. It's just a bullshit story. Or I can't be successful because I've never run a business and I don't have business sense. Bullshit story. It's a bullshit story. It's such a bullshit story. Or I'm never going to find love because I just like to be alone, or I'm a little crazy. People have said I'm crazy. Again, bullshit story. So let's just get rid of those. Just start peeling back the layers. We've all got them. We've all got them, and we got to get rid of them. And that's just going to free you up. You can do it. You can do it. So, ladies, if you could take away two things from what I've just talked about today. One, know that you can do it, and it's within your control and power to do whatever you want to do. It is. You just need to make some changes to make whatever happen happen. And number two, look at the bullshit story you're living in or that you're telling yourself right now and start writing about it. Write it down. That's the best way to get it out of you. Just start vomiting words on paper and get that bullshit story out and get rid of it. Because it's just a story and it doesn't mean that that's who you are. And number three, if you've done those two things, see the world open up for you. Just see what opens up for you when you know you can do it, that you're in control, you can make changes, get rid of that bullshit story. Number three, the world opens up in different ways. That's what I was called on my heart to share with you all today. All right? I'm here to help you all. Get rid of the bullshit stories. I know you can do it. I'm going to keep saying that. If you want daily little pops of, my positivity, because I'm here to tell you that you can, follow me on Instagram at Jen Marples, because I'm there pretty much every day with a little 15-second, and they're almost every day with a little 15-second bit to give you little pops of advice and basically know that you can do it and that you're not alone. We're all dealing with the same stuff together because we're all at midlife. And you're just a fabulous, beautiful, wonderful soul who gets to be happy and gets to know that she can do it. So, have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you soon.